What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Daily Grind. I don't even know if it's called Daily Grind anymore. We're going to do NHL slate breakdown. We have our man, the legend, TopCheddar picks with us. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Excited to be on the show. Happy for you to have me. And small slate, but I think there's some good spots here. So excited to break shit down.
Yeah, there's really not a lot on, especially if you don't do basketball. Like with football coming Saturday and Sunday, figured we'd all just get a chance to do this. Just posted the links. One thing I wanted to ask you on Twitter, when you send a tweet now, does it like lag or like load extra? You have to hit like send now. Does that happen to you or no?
Yeah, it does.
I hate that.
I don't mind it. Hold up, let me just also tweet this out. I mean, I don't really mind it. I feel like it gives me an extra second. So when I make a typo, which happens all the fucking time,
oh really?
Then like it lets me like save the typo real quick. Let me just tweet this out.
Yeah, it's tough to multitask and get the links out, but I see you have your little TopCheddar thing in the background.
Yeah, my wife literally just got it for me. It was like a half birthday present thing. So
yeah, you said wife, and like a month ago it was fiance. So
yeah, I was November 13th.
Wow.
So recent. You're engaged, right?
Yep. Next year. Next September, and then I got to get a bigger sign, I guess.
It'll come by real quick. It'll come by real quick.
Dude, time's flying by. I feel like Christmas is around the corner.
Yeah, I mean it is.
Well, you what? You had 1,000 followers on Twitter last year.
Yeah, so
20K yesterday.
This time last year I had like 1,000 followers, and now literally yesterday I hit 20K.
Wow! Congrats to you.
Thank you. It's been unreal. The support's been crazy.
Yeah. How's the Discord been? Everything going well?
Yeah, it's been going good. The last week I've been getting crushed with like one leg beats on parlays.
I see that.
So that's been just super frustrating. A lot of the straights have been like their straight solos been like pretty good. Keeping us afloat, but obviously you want those big parlay hits. That's what everyone wants.
Everybody wants them, dude.
That's always really frustrating when you come that one leg off.
Yeah, dude. I always post like four singles, and then people are like, "But where's the long shot?"
Yeah,
I get it. But we got 3 games today. The Blackhawks going to Minnesota on a back-to-back. Should be a tough one for them. Then we have the Blues at the Flames. Blues also on a back-to-back. And the Islanders and the Coyotes to finish it off. Kind of all happening at the same time. Just 3 games. We can get into the Blackhawks and Wild first. Anything that jumps out to you in this game? Obviously, the line is unplayable for the Wild on any sort of money line. But you thinking anything spread, total, player props? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so probably my favorite player prop out of anything that I've seen so far would be Matt Zuccarello today. I think he's hit in 8 games in a row now. The Blackhawks give up the 3rd most shots on goal in the NHL. So that's a very, very strong bet. Most books have him about right around -130. On Barstool, you can still catch him. I think it was a -115 about 30 minutes ago. Gotcha. So that was a really, really good line that I saw. On top of that, he's been colder lately at home, but Kirill Kaprizov is usually a very, very good bet at home. Historically, he's been very good, but he's missed in like 3 of his last 4. If you want to go against a really easy matchup in Chicago, I think that's another safe bet. And then the last one, this dude's been firing away lately. Patrick Kane has been unreal.
Yeah.
Hitting 5 in a row, averaging 6 shots in those last 5, 6 shots on goal. And the Wild give up the 3rd most power plays in the NHL. So he's going to get chances. I think that'd be a nice one right there as well. So
yeah, I like the over 6 here. With the amount of penalties, I think that there will be committed on both sides. Blackhawks on a back-to-back. I just worry it's like a 4-1 game late, and like they just pump the brakes and don't really overextend and just play a little bit defensive hockey. But every total on the board today is 6-6, and I see a 5.5 in the Islanders Coyotes game.
Yeah,
low scoring today.
Hey, let me just pull one thing up. I feel like NHL scoring has just gone down. We started the year very high flying, and I feel like it's just slowly getting less as teams kind of get more into everything.
And especially as games get more important, especially like in the 3rd period, you'll see a lot of teams with the 1 goal lead.
I just think teams are starting to care more.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to that point. I mean, one thing we can talk about real quick is our Devils. We both didn't go to the game yesterday, which is probably why they lost. You know,
it's
I'm
all
not an
our
analytics
fault.
guy on that sense, but it makes sense. Do you? I'm going to the game Saturday.
Yep, I'll be there.
Do you think they pull it off, or do you think they?
I mean, the Panthers have looked pretty bad recently, but so have we. I think I'm not as worried about the last two games. So what was it? Dallas and who the fuck you just played? The Flyers. Just because like we heavily outshot them. Like we played pretty well. Like puck just didn't go in. You're gonna get that over the course of a season. So overly like with that, not really worried about it. I do still think the team needs scoring help. I think they don't have like an out and out sniper that I like trust to like actually score, which hurts the power play a ton. But overall, like I'm not super worried about the team or anything like that.
Also, Palat's still not there. It's like, when he gets back, should probably get a little bit more help. He's on the power play. I mean, this team is too deep. I mean, we basically just need to play 500 hockey to make the playoffs, maybe even less than that. So we should be fine. Going back to the Wild game, I like Matt Zuccarello a lot, especially since he's on the first power play. Obviously they're going to light up the lamp or just pepper the net most of today. But if you look through his games, I mean, he's the whole month of December, he's gotten 3 or more shots. Last 2 games at home, he's had 4. I love that line. I may sneak that into my card. So shout out to you for that one. And one thing about I want to do is I'm debating it is the Wild to win the first period at -110. I may not put it on, but like it's against the Blackhawks. You almost have to. They're the worst first period team in the league.
I have -108 on FanDuel. So.
Like they're in the first period this season. They've won 4 of them. They've lost 17 and they've pushed 7 times. So that's out of the 28 games, they've lost 17 of them. And I think 9 of the last 11 or 12 games, or 10 of the last 11 or 12 games, they haven't even scored in the first period. Mm-hmm. So you could look at a first period under. But to your point about the Wild committing penalties, it's just, one bad power play or one bad penalty to a power play is could ruin it. But that's like the whole sweat of it,
A couple other things to note. Chicago's given up 36.3 shots on goal in their last 10 games. Last 10 games away from home. If you're looking at last 10 games overall, they've given up about 34 a game. And they also given up 4.2 goals in the last 10. So they're leaking goals left and right.
And it's probably going to be Mrazek in net. Soderblom played last night. Don't expect him to play again. He's 2-6 with a 4.37 goals allowed. I used to think he was good. I used to think he was good. But it was probably just a Hurricanes boost from a couple years ago. Save percentage 0.873. And then you have, obviously Fleury on the Wild side, who's not really the old Fleury that we know, but he still wins games, especially at home. So I think obviously the line screams the Wild. I don't think in your right mind you could bet the Blackhawks. But I think Zuccarello is a good spot and a Wild first period for me. And then you did mention Kane shots. Are these all plays you already posted, or are you just looking?
No, I haven't posted yet. I usually, like in the morning, I usually get my cheat sheets going. Yeah. So once I finish the cheat sheets, then I kind of like dive through and go through plays. So I'm kind of going through them right now. Another one just to kind of sneaky one to take a look at. Max Domi's hit in 7 of his last 10 games. His line's only at 1.5. So he's the little juice. So you're going to need him as a parlay piece. But if you're looking for a parlay piece, he's been pretty good as of late. And again, the Wild are giving out penalties. And if
you think they're going to be losing late, he's going to be shooting. So that's
as long as it's not a blowout.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think everyone's going to have the same consensus on this Blackhawks Wild game. I think we can move on to the Blues and the Flames. Blues with a crazy game yesterday against the Oilers, forced overtime. In the last couple seconds. A friend of mine, I think, played the under and was really pissed off at that. He was getting mad. But I told him, I had the Bruins bad beat last night, which sucked. I had the Bruins in regulation, and they were up 2-0 all game, 2-1 in the last 10 minutes. I think two penalties in 5 seconds, gave up a 5-on-3 to give up a goal. And I turned it off in overtime. I think they ended up losing in a shootout. But
yeah, I think are you talking about Boston or Edmonton?
Boston.
Well, they both. I don't know why I said that. They both lost. The Oilers one is infinitely worse. I don't know if you watched that game. They got a power play with a minute left to go, and on the 5-on-4 gave up the shorthanded goal. Like Yes, by
Oh,
shorthanded, they like the Blues ended up pulling their goalie, so they
oh
brought
yeah.
it back to 5-on-5. They gave up a shorthanded goal after losing possession. Then they scored in overtime, got ruled out for offside, and then went back and they ended up losing in a shootout. I'm pretty
All right,
sure.
that may be worse than mine. That makes you feel a
The
lot
Bruins
better,
one's
though.
pretty bad because that's one where I would think like that's a done deal. Like you won that one.
I know it was very 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 frustrating. And if you had the money line, they got a power play with 40 seconds left, carried into overtime, and they didn't score
Nothing.
4-on-3,
That's annoying.
which is brutal. But Blues on a back to back. The Blues on back to backs this season allow 3.8 goals a game. You're gonna have a tough Flames team that's ready and willing, and should be ready for them in Calgary. The only worry is if they start. I don't think they start Markstrom because I do believe they play. Do the Flames play tomorrow? I thought they did in my notes, but I don't
Taking a
think
look
they
right
do
now.
actually.
I
You
know
can
the Blues
scratch
played
that.
yesterday. Yeah, Flames don't play tomorrow.
So I mean, with no look ahead game, I do like the Flames. The Blues obviously with an emotional win, but probably pretty tired from playing against a fast-paced Oilers team, and a nice comeback win. This could be a little bit of I don't want to say a letdown spot, but you're kind of right in their wheelhouse. And I think the Flames, the last game, they beat the Leafs in overtime, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pulling up right now. No,
It
that
might
says
have
they
been.
lost in OT.
They lost to the Canadians. They beat the Flames in overtime. Then they lost in a shootout to the Canadians, where they blew a 1-0 lead. That was the end of a road trip. No, they lost in OT to the Canucks. That's two
Yeah.
straight games they lost in overtime.
It says they lost three straight in OT.
Oh yeah, they lost to the Flames in OT.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You mean the Leafs? You said they lost to the Flames. I don't think they could do
Oh,
that.
they lost to the Leafs. Yeah,
Yeah.
4-5, 1-2, 4-3. They're just not even. That's got to do something to your mental. I think the tide's going to turn, just like the Devils against the Panthers. I think the Panthers are going to lose to the Devils, with the Devils kind of waiting to win after they lost 4 in a row. But the Flames, I think they're in a better spot here versus the Blues. The line for regulation, I don't know what it is, but that's kind of where I'm leaning. But I don't think they go to overtime for the 4th game in a row. But they could just be collecting points at this point. I don't know.
I like the over a lot in this game. Depending on goalies, look, if it is Markstrom, it doesn't really matter. He's actually been pretty bad this year.
Yeah, he's been terrible.
Grice is bad. Binnington's bad, so I really don't care which Blues goalie goes in today.
Probably Grice.
You're looking at their overall. In their last 10 home games, the Flames are scoring 3.6, allowing 3 in their last 10. The Blues is where it gets really interesting. Their last 10 away games, they're scoring 3.1, but giving up 4.1. So both teams are scoring at right around 3 goals a game. The problem is the Blues are giving up a ton more. So it could be a tired team back-to-back. If you get some shoddy goaltending from Jacob Markstrom, we only need them to get, 2. Let's say that they get 2, where I'm feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, the Blues are one of the best over teams this year, 18-10-2 to the over on the season. And in the last 10 games, they're 7-3 to the over, which is, something you always want to look for. And the last 10 road games are 8-2 to the over. So yeah, the over, it's probably a good look, and especially when you look at the Flames' last couple games. Let's see.
Also, the Flames give up the 6th most penalties in the NHL.
Yeah, and if they're going to start, it looks like they're giving up goals left and right. I mean, 5-3 to the Wild, 5-4 to the Flames, 4-3 losing to the Canucks in the shootout. Tight game against the Canadians and the Blue Jackets, but it seems like the tide should turn for the Flames. I think the win and the over makes more sense. Any shot props you like here?
Yeah, so shot props for this game are a little bit trickier. There's actually a lot of point props that I like for this game. So the only real shot prop that looks good in this game, it's literally the only one, is Jordan Kyrou. Hit in 8 of his last 10 games. I think he's hit in 4 in a row. Yeah, 4 in a row, averaging 3.6 in his last 10. The problem with that is Calgary just isn't a very good target for shots on goal. He's really, like I said, the only one on this team that really does much. Calgary gives up the 15th most against centers, but other than that, they're very good against every other position. The Blues are a little bit susceptible to defensemen and maybe centers, if that's what you're looking at. But The shots on goal in this game aren't great. They were definitely have to find some sort of angle. What I do like is the point props. Every single top St. Louis Blue is like minus 130 or better, and they've hit in at least 7 of the last 10. Buchnevich has hit in 9 of 10. Kyrou and Tarasenko 7 of 10. Robert Thomas an 8 of 10. And all of them are right around minus 130 for just 1 point.
Yeah. And I mean, if you like the over, you don't think the Flames are going to get 7. So obviously the Blues are going to score 2 to 3 goals.
If the Flames are giving up, how many power plays was it? I just had it. They're giving up right around 4.5 to 5 power play opportunities a game. They'll get chances. That they're basically that entire top power play unit, which you just named. So you just need one of them to get a point and kind of cash us there.
One guy I kind of like that he cashed one of my big long shots earlier in the year when we were allowed to, have more fun on FanDuel all slots. But Michael Backlund, this month he's at 5.5, His line is always 2.5. He either crushes it or he doesn't even show up.
So one thing to just take note, I think 2 or 3 of those games were when Elias Lindholm was out and he got bumped up to the first line center role. I know Lindholm's back, and he was back last game, and Backlund still got the 5. Just take note of that. I thought you were going to say Tyler Toffoli, who's mortal enemy number 1 after what was that, Wednesday night?
Yeah.
He literally threw so many parlays for me. I think there was like 2 that he threw. Could have been a really big day, and he proceeded to get 0 shots. He didn't even get on the board. So
the Flames are always like are tough for me because there's not really like a go-to guy. Like every team I have is 1 or 2 guys that I target, like are your guys. But the Flames, it's like one night it's Kadri, one night it's Lindholm, one night it's Toffoli, and it's so hard to guess who's gonna do it, even when the matchups are there.
Ooh, you want a good stat that I just came across? So Backlund has played 3 games against the St. Louis Blues, and very funny on trend with what you just mentioned. His last game he had 0. The 2 games before that he had 7 in each.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you're gonna bet his shots, you might as well just go to 5.
Just ladder it up at this point.
I don't know what it is. It's almost like I'm either just straight passing or just straight shooting. He's on the second power play, so if you think they don't score on the first one, that's when he kind of gets his shots. But
do you ever dabble into power play points?
I did last year, and I kind of keep notes. I think this is a good game to do it. Usually, I like to do a power play point parlay. I think me and McBets did it last year, so me and you could do one.
So what I did yesterday, actually, so I had it in the Sabres Avalanche game, and essentially you just take 3 of like the top guys on each team. I put like 0.25 units on it, but the 3 guys I had from Buffalo was Tuck, Thompson, and Dahlin. Well, Tuck scored a goal on Dolly, or Tuck scored, Dahlin, Thompson assisted, cashed all 3, and they're right around like plus 150, and then Tuck was like plus 290. So cash is real nice, and obviously paid for all the Colorado Avalanche profit that I had, or because they didn't even. I think I had like 2 power play chances.
Yeah,
but you're looking at some of these guys, and like with the Blues. Robert Thomas is plus 240. You're looking at Tarasenko plus 260. Kyrou's plus 350. You put like 0.25 units on them. If Calgary's given up that many opportunities, you just need 1, and they could all pitch in 1 power play goal.
Yeah, no, I like that. I would play both sides, honestly. I think you see power plays galore in almost every game.
I wouldn't, only because the St. Louis Blues literally give up less than 3 a game. They're like by far the least penalized team.
Is there a way you can look at how many if they give up more on 0 days rest? I just want to see.
I have no idea how to pull that up. I just have it up on Stats Muse.
Let me see if I can do some digging. But in the meantime, you like the over in this game? Do you think the Flames win? And do you like some power play points for the Blues? What do you think? I
like the over. I feel like some of the Blues points totals. Side note, though, I didn't know this. The Blues do have the 2nd worst penalty kill in the NHL at 66%. So they don't give up a ton, but when they do, it's bad.
Maybe that's why they don't give up a ton.
It's bad. On the side note, the Flames, on the other hand, have a very good penalty kill, but they give up a ton. So maybe they're just getting a lot of practice in.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I'm looking right now, actually, if I can pull it up. The Blues, they're 4-2 on back-to-backs. Don't know who they played. Let's see. They allow 38.3 shots on back-to-backs. Their penalty kill is 78.6%, but I don't think I can see how many they're allowing. Oh, yeah, I can. They allow, let's see, power play opportunities is right here. They allow 3. So they allow 3 power plays a game in a 6-game sample size.
When you were looking at their back-to-backs, you're talking about the second game of a back-to-back, right?
Yeah, so on 0 days rest.
Yeah, so they played the Panthers, beat them 5-4 in overtime. They played the Islanders 7-4. They beat them, and then they just played the Predators last week. Beat them 1-0. I got to go further back to see more back-to-back days. They played the Capitals, beat them 5-4. It seems like all their back-to-back days are high scoring.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of.
I have a 9, 11, even just the last one at 1. All the other back-to-backs have been very high scoring.
Yeah, it says, where did I find that? 3.83 goals allowed, 3.33 goals for.
Yeah. So in their 6 back-to-back games, they're 5-1 to this over.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If you're going to do a power play point or just a point parlay or attacking, you're going to want the game with a high scoring total. I mean, I see over 6 at plus 100. If you wanted to be a little safer and go 5.5, you may get like a minus 130, minus 135 line if you're interested in playing juice. But the 6 at plus 100, I believe, is on DraftKings. That's not bad at all. All right, enough of that game. I think we all got a gist of what we like there. Going to probably the ugliest game on the slate is the Islanders Coyotes. The Islanders have looked very good, especially when they played the Devils, but they looked very good recently. The Coyotes are the Coyotes. They're
when they didn't look good, when they were the only money line team that I lost in like a plus I think it was like a plus 40,000 leg. It was like a 12-game slate on a Tuesday. I got every single game right, just picking money lines. The last one, the one team that folded, was the Islanders, who lost to the Coyotes at home.
Wow.
It was the season. I think it was like 3-0. I know the Coyotes beat them this year at home.
Yeah, I think so. If you look at it before, the Islanders just lost 4-3 to the Bruins in Boston, which everyone does, in a shootout.
It was a shootout, yeah.
Yeah, they lost to the Hurricanes 3-0, and that was on a back-to-back after the Devils game. So it could have been a little letdown spot for them. Tough to play a Hurricanes team that's very, very good. But they're still on the road, basically going across to the West Coast. They have they played the Bruins and left, and they have the Coyotes, the Golden Knights, the Avs, and then back to the East, well, I guess to New York to play the Rangers. Do you think the Coyotes are a different beast at home, or is that just they got the arena now, the fun's over? And
the only thing that's interesting that, again, could be good for overs, everyone talks about how good the ice is in that small rink. Like that it plays real smooth, and that's like what a ton of players have been saying. I mean, overall, like they're scoring 3, giving up 3.6 in the last 10. Let's switch that to home. It is the exact same. It is 3 and 3.6. How is that possible? The numbers didn't even change at all. Yeah, they didn't even change at all. They give up a ton more shots on goal at home, though. They give up 37.4 in their last 10 at home, and I say only 34.7 in their last 10 overall. So great target for shots. And they don't take any. They take 22 a game, which is by far the least in the NHL right now.
Yeah, and it looks like Veggie, I call him Veggie. He's the goalie for the Coyotes. He's been very good, despite his record, obviously. Even though he's 8-8, he's been very good for having a horrible team in front of him. If you get Sorokin, this could be a very low-scoring game, which is why we get the 5.5. But what are your thoughts here? Do you like the Islanders to get revenge? They lost to the Coyotes, right?
Yeah, they lost. Oh, trust me, I know they lost to the Coyotes.
So yeah, do you think they get revenge here? Do you think Brock Nelson, fires away as he usually does, or Dobson? Do you have a good target here?
I mean, almost any player is a good target against the Coyotes. The only problem is, again, they're all juiced at this point. I think Dobson probably would be my favorite, only because the Coyotes give up the second most shots on goal to defensemen. For centers, they give up the 10th most, still a good target, but nowhere near as good. I think the Coyotes being a target for defensemen has been talked about and very well known at this point for a very long time. So I like Dobson a lot. I'd love to play someone on the Coyote side, but it's really difficult. There's really no one that's consistent at all. I mean, Jacob Chikrin was good when he first came back from his injury. Now he's been pretty quiet for the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
The Islanders do give up a decent amount. They give up the 9th most to defensemen. So if you want that as an angle, that's possible. The other one that actually looks pretty nice is some of the Coyotes players. Shane Gostup's here, Jacob Chikrin, both plus 105 for a point. Both of them hitting 8 of their last 10 games, as well as Matthias Michelli, the rookie, is minus 105. He's hitting 7 of his last 10. So you have some point props if you think Arizona's going to score. Sorokin and net would probably take me away from that. But if we say, let's say they start Varlamov, I might be a little bit more comfortable with that one.
I agree. I think if anyone's going to produce points, it's those guys. As they have been basically for when they've been playing this year. But yeah, that game just is so ugly to me. I think they do start Sorokin, but I believe they play tomorrow. I know I got burned saying that last time out loud.
I mean, look, you have a pretty safe bet because I think there's like 13 games tomorrow. So there's like 3 teams that don't play.
Yeah, they actually play Vegas, which means, they're playing. They may save Sorokin for.
If I was them, that's what I would do. I'm not an NHL coach, but I would save Sorokin for Vegas.
That's what I would do. So if you do get Varlamov, then maybe you do lean those points. He's really not the greatest.
Going back to Dobson, also he's hit in obviously since shot on goals became a thing, he's hit in 3 of 3. So all 3 games, you're going to need a parlay him with someone. He's minus 150, minus 160. Or if you just want to ladder him up, and let's say take him at 4 instead of the 3, you'll probably get like plus 160, plus 150, something like that.
I mean, that sounds good to me. Today may be a ladder shots day. You know what I'm going to do, though?
Maybe a little Patrick Kane, Mikhail Backlund, Noah Dobson.
That Flames one's tough. I think I'm going to do Flames in the over on that, and then maybe do like an alt shots or maybe like a wild and
oh, so you're saying Flames over. You're talking about your money line double parlays that you do?
Flames over, and then maybe like a shots, maybe like a Kane or Zook.
I mean, it's never a bad bet to go Kaprizov too.
Yeah, or him, and then maybe do a Dobson or something.
Nelson. It's either Dobson or Nelson, but I think Nelson's been really like, I don't know. He hit in 4 in a row and then had 0 last game against Boston. So
they don't have the all lines up, right?
No chance. That's usually like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Well, I think we need revenge for our one that missed. I think we need to do on this 3-game slate a 3-leg long shot.
I mean, I'm down.
I guess we'll let them know when the lines come out. But
the toughest one is the Chicago-Minnesota one because I don't know if I'd rather like Kane has the better numbers, but like I just always trust Kaprizov. But I guess look, if the Wild are going to give up that many power plays, like Patrick Kane's in a really, really good spot.
And also, if they're winning late, Kane's going to keep firing away.
Yeah. He's trying to get a move. He's trying to get a move to Jersey play with his buddy Jack Hughes. You know.
I would love that. But all right, that's basically it. Hopefully you guys got some good intel. We had some few comments in the morning just saying how much they like you, and then people saying just overall good vibes. So thank you to people that joined. I know it's Friday. I know most people are working, but had a decent amount of people in here. Appreciate you guys coming through. This will be available on YouTube, on the Flashback YouTube. So if you want to search it up later, feel free. Cheddar, thank you as always for tuning in.
Appreciate you having me. We're gonna have to catch up tomorrow at the Devils game.
For sure. I'm gonna be there with my friend. So
cool. Yep, I'll be there as well. And
maybe we'll do a collab there after this long shot hits.
We'll have a parlay out later then.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you guys. Give TopCheddar some love. Follow him on Twitter at TopCheddarPicks. Check out everything he's got. He's got Prize Picks. I think he's wearing the sweatshirt right now.
Yeah, they hooked me up with a little swag bag. So shout out them. They gave me like a little koozie as well. I don't know where it is though.
Nice. Dang, I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie. This guy DJ Yoga Fart said thank you. All right, Mr. whoever that is. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll definitely do this again sometime. It's been a pleasure. I'll catch up with you later and stay tuned for a long shot. Peace out, guys.
See you guys.